his job or not. What was that stretch like, especially those 11 days after the season ended and just not knowing for sure?
Well, I mean, not knowing is not knowing. So, but you just, bottom line is you show up every day and do your job. I mean, that's it, So, nothing more to say than that.
Yeah. You just can continue as usual, I guess,
Yeah.
generally?
Yeah. That's all you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when Clay came back, obviously, there's talk about whether there would be staff changes. Is that something he's talked to you about, or do you feel confident that?
No, I mean, we're just, it is what it is. I mean, we're all here coaching this bowl game and doing our jobs. I mean, there's been nothing but business as usual.
So there's been no assurances in terms of next season?
No, I mean, all of that's going to happen when the season's over, the thing. So, we coach, right?
Mm-hmm. In totality, how do you just generally feel about how the season went for the special teams units?
Well, I think our special teams kind of reflected our team. Our team was 8-4, and I think our special teams were like 8-4. When the injury bug hit us, that always kind of rolls downhill. We got to a point there. We did not play well against Oregon. We didn't play well as a team. We didn't play well in the kicking game. And then at Arizona State, that was kind of the crescendo of our injury bug. And that kid there is the best kickoff returner, I think, maybe in America. Okay, and when he got out to the 30 on that first one, and then he tagged us on the second one. I know Clay and I talked on the sideline. I go, let me tell you, they only got two guys, number 2 and number 3, and number 2's not touching it again. So you got to do what you got to do to survive. But it's like, remember the year we played Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl? Ohio State that season got a kickoff returned on them for a touchdown against Maryland, and then Saquon Barkley 2 games later did it to them. So that stuff happens. Now, do I like it? No. But did we fix it? Yes. So we came back against Cal, played better, played good against UCLA, and but when you have this flow to your personnel, that flow flows downhill to where you have a bunch of young players in there that are playing a game, and they're not quite ready. But there's 8 seniors on this team, and it's got a great team coming back. So we're excited about that, and when the season's going, and you just keep on coaching.
What does the Iowa special teams unit present you on film?
Well, because we've been out recruiting until this last weekend, we're just getting to it right now in game prep. But here's the deal. Iowa's got the similar personality throughout. They do what they do, and they do it pretty well. They're tough, hard-nosed kids. They play really hard. I don't think it benefits me to get into the schematics of what they do and everything else, but they're a tough, hard-nosed team. My first job was at Iowa State in 1986, and they were a tough, hard-nosed team back then. So I'll tell you right now, Iowa, for our players, looks a lot like the good Stanford teams. Big physical teams, a lot of linebacker body types to deal with, and or maybe like Notre Dame. So those would be 2 good comparisons.
Injuries aside, was there one area or department of special teams that you were frustrated with, and you said this?
Well, our kickoff coverage was not good. I mean, it just wasn't good, and so it is what it is. So when things happen, you fix them.
Was there a diagnosis?
There's a pretty thorough diagnosis, but I don't think it's appropriate right now to go through that. But it's either the player or the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, we made a couple of systematic changes, and then, and then we've gotten some players back, and like I said, we played really well at Cal, we played really well at UCLA, and I expect to continue playing well.
Were you anticipating